Welcome back to AutoLooks. I'm Everett, and today we are looking at the big car company of the world and what they're basically bringing to the big market of the world. Today we're looking at the Volkswagen Atlas. Yes, it's got 7-passenger seating, and it's looking to take on some of the big players out there. So here we are. Volkswagen today is now looking at taking over basically the 7-seat market out there. They're looking at building a brand new factory in Chattanooga, Tennessee to take on the big players. We're looking at, Mazda CX-9s, Ford Explorers, Chevy Traverses, Dodge Journeys, basically taking on the market that's going to be hauling around your family from now on. We all know the minivans have slowly died out in the past, and this is going to become the new market that's going to be taking over for where the minivans have now left off. Big SUVs are starting to basically wind down a bit because of gas prices until basically hydrogen, fuel cell, or electric power kind of takes over for the world. We're going to be looking at basically a reduction in the size of our vehicles. Now, for that, Volkswagen is going to be taking a look at the Volkswagen Atlas. Big, brand new vehicle from them. Let's kind of take a look at this big badass and see where they got good points, or see where they got bad points. Okay, now up front, Volkswagen's got these big, flat, bland, boring headlights. It would be a lot better if they got rid of the glass enclosure and just basically wrapped the lights around the front end. Now, since we're a little ways away from people actually doing that to the front end of their vehicles, well, for standard markets, this might be something you might see in a little luxury feature, basically added to your Porsche or your Audi, or essentially your Bentley, your giant Q7 in the future. But for now, Volkswagen's got to add a giant glass enclosure around these bland, boring lights. We get it that the actual headlight appearance behind that glass enclosure is great looking. That glass enclosure is bland, boring, and, well, that's essentially it. Next to that, Volkswagen has added this horrible, cheap grille that they keep adding to older vehicles. I don't know what they get from creating a giant hunk of plastic in the front end, but maybe they should add a little bit more. Volkswagen has always been one of those car companies that has kind of had no real grille to the front end of their vehicle. They just kind of slap something together. And by today's standards, with more people are making an emphasis on the front end of their vehicle and basically drawing your eye right into the center of it where a giant grille would be, Volkswagen has basically been reluctant to follow suit. Now, they have done this with their Audi division, but with Volkswagen, well, we're shit out of luck. Now, up front, we can say that Volkswagen did add a giant-ass VW grille, or VW logo. That logo is kind of like in your face. When you're looking at it in your rearview mirror, that's the first thing you can really see. Now, that is a great feature. Not something that's going to win you, basically a design point of view, but it is going to kind of get you a couple extra points. Running up on the hood, nothing. Standard, bland, boring lines. Now, they did rake the windshield very well, which does give you great visibility over the hood line. And being the hood line is slightly angled and still somewhat flat, you will have good visibility on the front end of the vehicle. Added to that, you add in some, bland fog lights, hidden amongst a cheap bumper, and you got the rest of the front end. Moving out back, this is where we really see where Volkswagen faltered on the Atlas design. Now, how do they actually falter on this entire design? They borrowed the rear end of a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Yes. Take a look back, maybe not this model, but a few models previous. Actually, looking back to the Commander style one that we first rated on well over, 13 years ago when we started out? This rear end is very reminiscent of that. From the actual taillights to the flat raked windshield to the actual chrome strip that runs along the back end. Everything on this rear is Jeep. Add a Jeep logo to this, and in a parking lot, you could actually mistaken it for a great Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now, Volkswagen has done one great thing with the rear end of this thing, and no, it's not their tiny little lip spoiler on top. Sure, it doesn't create a big shadow on the back window, which could actually help you back up, it is the actual exhaust notes. Where the exhaust does come out of the rear bumper, they did do a great job of integrating that in and running a chrome accent strip from it, basically from one to the other. This does create a nice appeal to the rear end and kind of adds a little fine touch of luxury to the rear. Add to that the nice little chrome strip above your license plate cover. You have some elements of luxury, but not enough to basically save this thing. Now, moving along to the side, Volkswagen did create a little more muscular appeal when you look at the side profile of the vehicle with all its hard edges and larger wheel wells. Now, you can either drop this thing or lift it up and it would be great. But then again, its appeal and its basic look is that of the Jeep Grand Cherokee yet again. Sorry, Volkswagen, we got to kind of bring you down and hand you the Copycat Award this year. Yes, you're going to be hit on a hit list for the end of the year. Volkswagen, you're getting a Copycat Award. And hope to see it in the mail. Add to this a horrible amount of plastic body cladding that was big and popular in the early 2000s, but now that we're getting closer to the 2020s, it's something that's starting to disappear, and maybe Volkswagen should have got the memo that a lot of plastic in a vehicle really isn't good. Now, adding in a few more character lines to the edge of this, and maybe beefing up that chrome strip around the windows, they could have created a little bit better side profile on it. But all around, it's bland, it's boring, and you need to get some new wheels. So let's say hello to the aftermarket industry. Yes, we do rate this vehicle as aftermarket approved. Why? Because it is in such dire need of beefing up with a front and rear, bush guards, aftermarket wheels, a lift kit, a light bar, any basically redneck thing for going out in the bush, mud bogging, hunting, is desperately needed on the Volkswagen. We could also see this thing being dropped right down to the ground as a low rider with 42-inch chrome wheels on it. Not as much as the beefed up off-road version, but yes, we do want to see this thing in the aftermarket world. It's too bad that the Volkswagen Atlas wasn't pushed hard enough at SEMA this year, as we failed to see a lot of them there. Along with this, we really don't rate this thing that high. Sorry, Volkswagen, you're getting basically a C-, D+ on this bad boy. We're not giving you much on it. It's not really a go-ahead, and it's not going to really rate that high. We really hope that when you actually do the mid-cycle refresh on this thing, it does come on a lot better. Maybe then you can lose some of the Jeep Grand Cherokee aspects and go with a little bit more Volkswagen Touareg appeal. Or, hey, you can always add some Tiguan because, it's fun to say. All around, the Volkswagen Atlas is meant for a certain market, is meant for a certain amount of people. They will make money off this thing, and we don't say, hey, this is going to be a major flop and it's going to be pulled from the market soon. No, there is a market share for this vehicle. It will make money. We're not betting all of our life savings on the stock market for this thing, but we're going to say, hey, you can make money off this bad boy, just not a lot. And all around, this thing is a future classic. Sorry, Volkswagen. Maybe if it was the very first 7-passenger vehicle that you ever created, and you built this thing back in the mid-90s, it could have been a classic. But right now, no. The only getting a classic appeal of this one is when you start getting some more of the R-Line 1 versions of it, and you start adding some more tuner or special editions. Maybe a Nighthawk edition or a Canyon edition like the Amarok. Yeah, even team it up with the Amarok, you might even get something even cooler. So all around, Volkswagen, we hope that the Atlas is better next time. And truly, like its name says, the Atlas may need to hold your company up, kind of like how Atlas holds up the world. So from all of us at AutoLooks, we have to say, hey, strap yourself in, hold on, and watch out for Volkswagen because, hey, they may be able to make it with this bad boy, but maybe not. Here's looking at you.